we're fast approaching our 4-year anniversary in a couple of weeks. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you. In 4 short years, we've gone from just this little kind of local show to top 50 most listened to outdoor shows over the summer, which blew my mind that we were in the top 50 next to Bass Talk Live and Meat Eaters. And just, I'm so humbled by how fast we've grown in such a short period of time. And we have big plans for 2026. And that means we got to expand. So I'm now actively looking for sponsors and partners as we grow into a legit thing. So if you're interested in kind of partnering up with us as we grow and expand, please reach out to me, fishingthedmv@gmail.com, fishingthedmv@gmail.com. I'm going to link that in the episode description. Enjoy the episode. And again, thank you to everyone. If it wasn't for everyone here, we wouldn't have grown as fast as we have. Enjoy the episode. You're listening to Fishing the DMV with your host, Thomas Ahrens. Fishing the DMV is brought to you by Jake's Bait and Tackle, located in Winchester, Virginia.
If that doesn't get you jacked up, I don't know what will.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Fishing the DMV. I'm your host, Thomas Ahrens, and today we're heading back down to Virginia's river, the Upper James River to be precise. And I have on, I really appreciate you guys coming on, some legit river rats that know this river, Jeff and Winky. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to tee off with a simple question. Like, how long have you guys been fishing?
Yeah, I've been fishing the rivers since the 80s, mid 80s.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
Yeah, a long time.
And I was probably in the early 90s. So, early 90s. Yeah, 90, 91, 92. Yep.
So I've seen the best, seen the worst, and then now it's starting to come back.
Well, you see the best and the worst. Like, what was it like back then?
Dude, yeah, back when we was tournament fishing, actually we fished against each other back in the day. And it was, I mean, we had a 10 fish limit. Everything's over 14 inches. And we had to have a couple 4s, some 3s, and the 2s. And, you know, a 14-inch smallmouth about 180 something, 175, depending on time of year, maybe 2 pounds. And, you know, pre-spawn. But you had to have some weight. And then we watched it. So we were in James River Smallmouth Club, very small club, $40 entry fee, tiny club. At the biggest point, we had 28 teams. But when we were fishing back then, I mean, it got better. And then all of a sudden, we saw the game department change the regulations, and this is when the fish kill happened. And the years before that, I'm sure Winky saw it too, you would start to see lesions, gray lesions on the fish.
Yep.
And like they changed the regulations from only being able to keep fish that were over 14 inches, or I think it was 12 to 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
But we just kept them over 14 to 14 to 22 slot limit that you had to release. And it kind of killed the tournament fishing. I mean, it was obviously for a good thing, but after that, they were gone.
Yep.
I mean, they were gone, dude. It was like, it was crazy. Yeah.
Mm. You talking about the fish kill? I witnessed it at Balcony Falls. I was catching fish up there with lesions on them, and seen dead fish laying on the bottom. And the guy that I was fishing with, he reported it to some gentleman he knew in the game commission, and they went like the very next week, and they found a bunch of dead fish.
Yes, we've been doing it a while, so now it's starting to come back. That lasted for about 10 years or so.
Wow.
And now they're coming back. Yeah, it
lasted a while.
3 years to come back, and they're not back the way they were in the really good times, but they're getting better, a lot better.
I grew up on the Shenandoah, so that was ground zero for a horrific fish kill, and it felt like it killed every big smallmouth on that river system for, I don't know, it took a long time. It's just now getting back to where it was before the big fish kill. I mean, did it pretty much nuke all the bigger breeding size smallmouth out of the river?
I think because in Hardware, Scottsville, Hardware, Howardsville, all that area, I was catching numbers of 4, 5s, and even up to 6 pound fish. And here in the past few years, I don't know what's going on up there, but I can't hardly catch a 4 pound fish at Hardware.
That's wild.
This done really fell off, but above Scottsville, Howardsville area is still full of big fish.
That's wild. So it didn't like affect the whole river. It just affected sections.
Sections. I don't know if it was something running out of those fields during the spring. When the farmers start plowing and all their
when you change the farming practices from rolling it over and plowing to spraying and drilling, it could be. I mean, who knows?
I don't know what's caused it, but I noticed a big decline in the last 3 to 4 years up there.
You also see that with construction around lakes too. I know Gunnersville, Lake Anna, places like that, where they start building way too many houses too quickly, and all of a sudden it rains, and you get all that crap in the water system too.
Yes, sir.
What as we're talking, for people that don't know that will be listening to this episode, the James River is the longest river in Virginia. So to say upper and then the title is probably not the best way. So what would you guys figure your section of the upper or the upper James? Wrong upper. The upper James. What section would you consider your home area?
I used to live in Buckhannon, so I fished from Buckhannon all the way down to city of Richmond.
Okay.
And I still do.
Yeah. And I was more of, I would say from Bent Creek down. I do fish above Bent Creek some, but only about 7 or 8 miles up above it. I mean, that's where I would fish.
Are you guys mostly bank, jet boat, kayak? Like, how do you guys usually pursue it?
Jet boats.
Jet boats, yeah.
What do you guys run?
I run a Rhino. I bought a Rhino in 2001. Ran a Grumman before that with a jet drive on it. Got the Rhino. And like I said, I've changed the motor on it once. So like I say, it's 20-some years old. Put a 4-stroke jet on it now, but you're kind of limited, when the water falls out. Winky has a couple of different boats. He has boats for low water, boats for high water, boats. Yeah. So
yeah,
he's got. I'll let him talk about that. Yeah.
What are you running, big dog?
I used to have a Rhino, but I got away from that, and I bought me a 20-foot River Raptor.
Ooh,
300 inboard. Rotex.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
it's a pretty incredible boat.
How fast can you get that bad boy safely?
Well, usually I'll cruise at 30, 35, but it will run 50.
Wow.
You can't run 50 and react to rocks in the river. I can tell you. Yeah, I mean, at 30s, if I run and runs in the low 30s, it's like, and even with that one, I'm backing off and probably running more in the high 20s and 30s if I'm going through difficult scenarios. In the river. So.
You just gotta.
Oh, go ahead.
You just gotta pick your areas where you're really going to run it. Flat water, where there's not, no rocks or deeper water. You get in the rapidy water, you better back down and start looking.
What flow rate do you need to comfortably navigate right now? Alrighty, I got to tell you about something that's been a game changer for me. Super Blue Stuff Pain Relief Cream. Look, I've had a rough life. 3 reconstructive shoulder surgeries. I had a horse flip on me and break my back, and I'm out on the water a lot. I get aches and pains. My shoulder starts to flare up after casting all day. My back gets tight from sitting in a kayak too long. My knees get achy from standing in the front of the boat. And my neck will start to hurt from looking down at the live scope all day. And now with the temperature dropping for the winter, it can get rough out there, let me tell you. I started using Super Blue Stuff way back in high school when I started getting injured playing baseball. And honestly, I don't go anywhere without it anymore. It's in my truck. I have a bottle of the roll-on in my boat. I also have one in a backpack that I always have with me when I'm going hiking or doing anything outside. The roll-on is super easy to use. Just roll it on whenever you're hurting and you're good to go. No mess, no greasy hands, and it works fast. What I love about Super Blue Stuff is that it's all natural. We're talking emu oil, herbs, botanical extracts, no harsh chemicals or junk you can't pronounce, and it actually works. And it doesn't have that insane burning sensation or super cold sensation. You just roll it on and forget about it. Right now, my friends at Emu Therapy are offering Fishing the DMV viewers and listeners 15% off any roll-on when you use the code BLUEFISH at checkout. That's Bluefish, BLUEFISH. Head over to bluestuff.com/fishingthedmv, link in the episode description down below, or call 866-571-BLUE. That's 866-571-BLUE. Trust me, your body will thank you.
The Bent Creek level, if you got 4 foot or above, you can pretty much go anywhere you want to go on the river comfortably.
Yeah.
How has your rain situation been? I know up here, I am like 5 minutes from the upper Potomac at Hagerstown, and in the spring, it flooded basically until like June. But then after that, man, we haven't gotten like any rain at all. Has it been pretty bad for you guys down that way?
Yes.
Yeah, especially getting into the fall, late summer and fall, there's no rain, zero rain.
Yep.
Mm.
And we had rain longer this year than we have, and plus they added a new lake there, like right around just above Columbia, and they started to play with that lake as far as because there's a water pipeline for the city of Richmond, Henrico, I think Powhatan, Chesterfield, a couple of different municipalities bought into it, but I think Henrico is the one who started it. But that's a huge lake, and they're supposed to keep the water level, what they were saying, above 2 foot at Cartersville yearly throughout the whole year. When typically in Cartersville in the summertime, it's nothing to see 0.5, 0.8. So you're adding another 1.5 foot of water through a huge section of river. Even like Richmond, it should be tremendous, make tremendous effects for the people in Richmond on smallmouth fishing. It's going to help up here too. We got to see what's going to happen because the blue catfish have created havoc on smallmouth. I'm just going to go on and say it now. I mean, everybody say the flatheads, this and that, the other. So at the time of the fish kill, we had the fish kill that went on at the same time they put the fish ladder in Bocher's Dam. Well, the number one fish to use it with their camera is a blue catfish coming up the river. It wasn't the pipers, it wasn't the herring, it wasn't the shad. We were trying to get it back to looking like a regular river, do the natural thing, but it ain't happening. I mean, the blue catfish, which was introduced into the James River, it's not native to the James River, and it's an invasive fish, and it's taking its toll on the river, I can assure you.
And you feel like, because we have an issue up here where people dumped flathead in the upper Potomac, the Susquehanna, places like that. And sadly, I know Hallecker just reported that they found flathead in the Shenandoah, which sucks big time.
Yeah.
Do you think the blues are going to be more devastating or just as equally as to the flathead situation?
I think worse. Like I would say
Really?
three times worse. I see far more. Like when you go into fall, late summer, early fall, wintertime, you look in the pools, I'm seeing 10 times the blue catfish I am flatheads. I see some flatheads. There's big ones up there, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're not anywhere near as dangerous as that blue catfish is to the river system.
Yeah. Yeah, blue catfish act kind of like, I watched this documentary a long time ago called like The Pig Bomb on all the feral hogs in Texas. And it kind of reminds me of blue cats because there's just so many of them. They swarm like a beehive. Like flatheads don't, like, don't get me wrong, flatheads are big time predators. They got the mouth of a tiger shark, but they don't swarm like the blues do.
I know there's an older gentleman that fishes up there above Bent Creek, and he told me it was maybe a couple years back, he caught a 65-pound blue up there.
That's above Big Creek.
That's above Bent Creek.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And, that water in that area where I'm talking about, probably 10 to 20 feet deep.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of catfishing, a lot of flatheads in there.
Yeah.
The closer you get to Lynchburg, or really the headwaters of the James, and if you guys haven't fished there, it's fine. Just anecdotally, does it seem like the flathead and the blues have gotten in thick the closer you get to Lynchburg, or is it more isolated down towards the Richmond area?
I think there's more blues further down the river.
Down this way, yes.
Yeah, where it's easy for them to feed. I mean, that's where they're going to take off at. That's where, good spawning grounds, good feeding grounds. But they're mowing down all your pumpkin seed brims, your creek chubs, everything that the smallmouth used to eat. And then the other one that's in this too is there's Alabama bass in the James River too, the Upper James as well.
Spots. There's a lot of spotted bass in that river showing up.
Yeah. So
I've caught them up to 2 pounds.
Mm.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them in there.
Yeah.
It's funny because all the tree huggers are upset about the dams on the river, but some of the dams up towards Lynchburg, that might be the saving grace to help stop some of this crap, honestly. Yeah, I don't know how well it will do, but hopefully it can kind of hold them back a little bit.
Well, the Game Commission years ago, probably back in the 80s, around Buckhannon area. They stocked the muskie. And that area up there used to be full of smallmouth, but now the big muskie have come in there, and I think that had a lot to do with it, the decline up there in that area.
I also wonder how much the water temperature changed too. Fish kill, like it's a death by 1,000 cuts, because I know the catfish can definitely wreak havoc on smallmouth. The muskies seem like they don't ever get in as thick as catfish do. Catfish can just explode in a fishery. It's wild. But they are going to be doing smallmouth stocking. I know the front, yeah, and they pumped out a bunch this year. I think their plan is to continue to do it. So maybe the supplemental stocking will kind of help going forward. I think it was Blue River Muskie. Dude, don't get me wrong. Somebody posted
Blue Ridge Muskie. Yep.
Yeah. He posted a mega smallmouth caught. It was like, I don't know if it was a couple years ago or whatever, but it was making the rounds.
7-something, 7.2, I think. Yeah.
He's known for catching 5 to 6 pound smallmouth on his trips chasing muskie, because I'm assuming it's because of the size of the bait he's using. You know what I'm saying? In the area, that's the fish got to survive too. But because I know some people in the county who have gone up there and booked trips with him and caught, and they book them just to catch big smallmouth. They like to catch muskie, but they book them pretty much to catch a big smallmouth. So.
In the area that you guys like to fish, are there still big smallmouth available, or are they all died out?
No, I still catch them.
They're coming back. They're here.
Still catch them.
Just not in the numbers they were before.
No.
What's a good bag weight wise, right? Like as you get into the wintertime here in November?
Talking about 10 fish over 14 inches.
10 fish, 14 inches. Okay. Best 5, like 15 pounds.
I've had, let's see, best 5. I probably had 20-some pounds of 5 fish.
Damn, that's a good bag anywhere.
I had 2 5s. I had 2 old 5 one day.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
A 5-12 and a 5-4, I think it was, same day. And then I had another 20-inch fish that day.
So in the wintertime or in the colder months, your fish will be in bigger numbers together.
Yes.
And so you don't have to cover as much water to stay over top of good fish all day or during the time that you're fishing.
Yep.
Because you can go to a couple, if you know what you're looking for, and you can ease up there and, like I saw my son 2 years ago catch 27 smallmouth over one rock behind a long rock line. Just sit there with a jerk. He said, "You want to try?" No, go ahead. I'm having fun watching you. 27 fish off of one rock. 27.
Yeah.
With a stick bait. Yeah. 27. And anywhere from a pound and a quarter up to 4 pounds. It's like 13 to 20 inches. Yeah.
Yeah, that area he's talking about usually gets loaded up pretty good in the wintertime.
Yeah. How has the weather affected them right now? I know we're in November. I feel like it still feels like fall, even though it says November. It doesn't feel cold yet. So are they still in a wonky kind of in-between stage, or are they starting to think wintertime?
They're getting close to where they go in the winter. Yeah. Because I've been fishing right much here lately.
And he would know. I've been chasing crappie. So.
Yeah. They're close to their winter holes, just put it that way. Yeah. They know it's coming.
What's the water temperature right now, generally speaking?
$54.
54-ish? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, 54.
It's got a ways to go. Do you guys want the water to come up a little bit more? Or are you kind of happy with the water levels going into winter?
I like 2 foot, dude.
2 foot.
2 foot of Cartersville is like good water. About 3.5 to 3.8 4 feet at Bent Creek is good.
Yeah. Yep. And a little bit more color, because right now it's gin clear.
Yeah, it makes it tough.
I know, man. They're just so spooky right now. They know it's clear, and they really want just some kind of color to it. Just a little bit of color, I think, would really get them to start chewing, or good frost. Because I feel like up where I'm at, we haven't had a bunch of a couple of frosty nights in a row to really cool things down, which I really think would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull them together. It's called pull them together. I'll be in one spot together, small spots. Like, yep. It's sometimes in the wintertime that, I'll fish 3 spots in the river, fish a 6-7 hour day, and these spots aren't 50, 80 yards, a circle.
No,
They're small.
Once you get in the area you're going to fish, you may as well stay there.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, they're going to bite.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. In wintertime, it could be a timing thing too, because it might be, and they might only bite for an hour. They might bite for 3 hours, but they're not biting all day. I can tell you that.
You just got to wait them out. They'll bite again that afternoon.
Do the smallmouth on the upper James, do they tend to move a lot, or do they kind of just stay stationary, or do they like to migrate up and down the river?
They move for the spawn and for the summer pattern. They're moving for food and oxygen.
Yes.
Okay.
Oxygen determines where the food's going to be, the minnows and stuff like that. I mean, I know they eat crawdads and all that, but they move for that. It's what's going to put them where you want. Sunlight, sunlight. So if it's, you look at your sun and where it's at. If I have current moving on this bank and it's shady and it's got enough flow, so it's the conditions. So yes, they do move. I don't know that they move that far. I would think they wouldn't move more than, if I had to guess, I'd say less than 10 miles.
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking. Are there fish ladders on all the dams on the James River, or is it just a select few that have a fish ladder?
I don't know if they have one on Lynchburg yet. I know they have them all the way up to Bosch's.
Bosch's Dam's the only one I know of right off.
Interesting. I wonder what that does. Wild. That's wild. Jeff, how's the crappie fishing been?
Crappie fishing has been incredible. I went to Lake Anna yesterday, and in 2 hours, I had over 7 fish. Had about 1039, 1040 in 2 hours, and ended up. My son was there last Sunday and crushed them. He's like, I had 1075. So he called it back. He said, "What do you have?" It's like, well, let me pull my scale up. I said, I got 1030, and I've been there 2 hours. I said, "Oh, well, you gonna break my weight?" "Yeah, I'm gonna break your weight, son." And I did. I had like 1132. I fished 3.5 hours. It's like, and I fished 150-yard circle.
Wow.
Yeah. They were all right there. It's like, there's another big one. There's another big one. There's another big one. It's like, they're moving. All black crappie on Lake Anna. They're pushing up and just, they're feeding. They get ready for the winter. And what gets me is these fish are going to be there until next March or April. They're not going to leave the spot. They'll move up and down just a little bit, because right there at the transition break in between your 12 to 15 foot and come up to 7 to 5 foot flat. And they're just sitting, they're cruising around that area. There's a bunch of bait there with them too. Don't get me wrong. That's what they're doing. They're feeding. It's like, it was nuts. I could have broke 12, 13 pounds easy. I just didn't stay.
I asked SB about this, about Lake Anna and the bass, and specifically like how the grass is affecting where they're going right now. Are the crappie at all? Is the grass affecting them right now at Lake Anna? Or are they just acting like there's no grass in the lake at all and just doing what they usually do?
They're doing what they normally do. Going up the 4 arms up there. I mean, it's crappie all the way down below 208 with no problem. I mean, I'm pretty sure some down in the hydrilla that's dying out now, but and so my son was telling me, not to get off subject, the tournament, he's fishing the tournaments out of Sturgis, Sturgis Creek Dave's tournaments. And so with the hydrilla dying out, it tanked a big, so they were fishing below that round, Dike 1, Dike 2, down there where all the hydrilla was. And so there's plenty of room for, 50, 60 boats. But now the hydrilla's dying, all the bass are pulling back out to the rocky points where there ain't but so many rocky points. So really, he said it narrowed the fishing space way down as far as that tournament went. But the crappie are doing the same thing.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Continue.
I said, I think Plentiful Creek has some hydrilla in the back of it too, and it's holding good crappie as well. But what is it? The creek where Christopher Run is, that one right there is it's holding good fish, but they're shallow. I mean, they're just staged up for wintertime. All the bait moves up high in the backs of the rivers and all that, and the creeks is kind of what it acts like, and the crappie just following the big fish. You can still catch all the little, your 8 to 12 inch fish on the docks you want. But if you want to hunt big fish, they're in open water.
Are there any crappie in the James River, the upper James, to be specific?
Yes, there are. Yeah. caught him in the winter hole. He's talking about that. We were talking about that fish in. Caught him right there in the middle of the, yep.
And even down below where he's talking about, there was a gentleman just went up there 3 weeks ago and caught, I think he caught 11 or 12 nice crappie on the, right there at Elk Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah. I've caught them at Maidens on the bridge ponds there. Down below Maidens, they call them the mansion hole down there, which is old business, but I was fishing down there, and we talking about this is 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And look, and the water's clear. It's fall time, late summer, fall, early winter, whatever you want to call it. I looked and said, man, that's all crappie. It was a school of crappie, and it was staged in behind a rock in a pool up on some willow trees. Like, and they weren't big, I mean, but it's like, oh, wow, I didn't know they were in here. It's like, this is a long time ago. But I've caught a bunch of crappie, like fishing for bait around the pilots and catch flatheads with. Yeah, but a flathead will eat this. Yeah. So,
How hard is it to pattern crappie on the upper portion of rivers? Because I know, like on the upper Potomac, they have crappie, but it's just like it's hit or miss trying to like consistently find them.
it's going to be hit or miss on the dang too. And it's going to be certain spots that you know where they're at. I mean, it's going to be your obvious spots, your bridge pilots, your currents breaks. There's going to be a creek involved. So I found at the mouth of the Rivanna, there's bridge ponds there, the bridge ponds at Maidens. When it's low, they'll get into the main river. But crappie do not like current at all. They don't like current. So, no. They're going to find somewhere calm to be. So,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
No.
There's another fish showing up in the James River up there. They're coming out to Rivanna. Walleye.
Oh, is that from the stocking that they've been doing?
Yes, they're coming down the river. They're coming down the Rivanna, getting into James.
And honestly, I have not seen that affecting the smallmouth at all in the Shenandoah or Upper Potomac yet. It seems like they kind of just do their own thing and don't really mess with the smallmouth population.
I can see them laying on the bottom up there in that clear water.
Yeah.
Golly, really?
Yeah, I can.
Golly. I'd be catching him, putting him in a box.
Yeah.
I caught a couple. I've caught like, I don't know, maybe 4 up there just by fishing for smallmouth, but I know they're there. But you can see them.
And what's great is they're so much fun in the wintertime. Now, I've gone out with smallmouth trips before, and you'll see some monsters just track a jerkbait back to the boat. And so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where the next big state record walleye will come from, because I think the last one, the comment section will help me out. I think it was the New River. I think the James or the Shenandoah could easily produce the next state record walleye. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that happens.
I've seen one that got weighed in, and I was new to the James River Smallmouth Club. We're talking about, it has to be in the 90s, and 2 gentlemen weighed it in, just being funny, dropped it in the basket. It was about a 4 or 5 pound walleye. It was called a Bremo Bluff. So, yeah, it's like, what is that? There's a walleye. The wheels started turning. It's like, walleye in here? I mean, I've never seen one before. So, yeah, and that's been, you're talking about 90s. We're in 25 now. Yeah,
Yes,
they've been there a minute.
30 years plus.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the smallmouth club down there. I didn't know they existed. I didn't know you guys had a smallmouth club down there.
We had James River Smallmouth, and that's how I got into the big time into the smallmouth fishing, where I met Winky at. It was a club. Whew, it's been a long time ago.
I think I started fishing that in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And like you said, when they changed the slot limit on the size of the fish that you could keep,
It killed
anything, you had to fish for fish under 14 inches to keep them. And that's when I said, I'm done with it.
Yeah, dissolved the club.
I said, I'm done. But they still got clubs going on. Them guys are fishing for 11 to 14 inch fish. And I don't know what they're keeping is maybe 7, 8 fish, but
7 fish. Yeah, they keep 7 fish. Yeah.
And they might weigh 7, 8 pounds at the most if they,
Yeah.
Unless in the spring, then they might catch some bigger, a little bit fatter fish.
I don't think they broke 10 pounds yet.
No.
They haven't broke 10 pounds. So.
I talked to the game commission a couple years back. I said, man, just make this river catch and release. And, they wouldn't even think about it.
Well, like, what are your thoughts then with the slot limit? Do you think it is going to work? It's not going to work? Like, what's your vibe on it?
Helping. We were like, I mean, we went from a time when you go out and practice in the morning for a tournament and catch 7 fish pretty easy in 5 hours that were, over between 14 and 20 inches, and to a time where you could fish for 4 days before you caught a fish over 14 inches.
Yeah. Ain't no lie about that.
I mean, it's come back. So I think it is helping. But there's a lot of other factors involved in it, with the blue catfish being the number one. I mean, we have ruined things before, and I guess we're doing it again. It's like, let's try this. Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they just opened up the regulations where there's no limit on how many blue catfish you can keep in the James River now.
They're trying. I just, my pessimistic brain is like, I just don't know. I don't know how you get the genie back in the bottle. I mean, and then the argument is like, well, do you try at all, or you just throw your hands up and say like, it's just nothing you can do? I don't know. It doesn't look great though.
Well, I think with them putting fishing back in the river now, it might help, because I know usually during the spring when we have when we think we're going to have a decent spawn, then the river will flood. So you know what happens then? It washes everything away.
Yeah. But if you have more numbers and the X amount of percentage of those fish live, they will eat baby catfish. Trust me. I mean, smallmouth eat mad toms, they eat, stuff like that. They'll eat baby catfish. But I'm sure when they turn loose X amount of thousands of fish, they only expect 2% of them to live or 3% of them to live. That's what they're shooting for. So we'll see what happens. I hope it works.
I mean, that's all you need, 2%. I mean, it's like with the F1 program they did at Lake Smith Mountain. Like, if 2 to 3% live, that can be huge, especially if they get to be 4 or 5 pounds. That's all you need. So, fingers crossed. It's better than nothing. Again, I mean, I've said it. I've had the biologist on my show a couple of times. Apparently, smallmouth are like one of the hardest fish to get to freaking spawn in captivity, and Virginia's kind of cracked the code on that, which is crazy. There's only 3 states, I think, and Virginia is one of them, that knows how to breed smallmouth. So, I mean, kudos to them, and hopefully it works. I mean, especially with the Alabama bass and the spots and stuff, like all them in the system, because I don't know what to be done about that.
We've been catching them for years, dude. It's like I learned about them after I've been catching them. It's like, what? Oh yeah, the ones with the real vibrant color, the teeth on their fucking tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Smallmouth, that's spotted bass. I said, oh, I've caught them before in James River.
I've been probably catching them 6, 7, 8 years now. But I just started catching fish up to 2 pounds here within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So how did they get there? That's my question. How did the Alabama bass get there?
That's what I asked the game commission, and he couldn't answer me.
You're not going to like the answer, because it's most likely somebody dumped them in there. Same thing with the flatheads. Like, had the flatheads get into certain rivers, like somebody dumped them in there because catfish clubs want catfish, especially flats. And people think an Alabama bass, it pulls really hard, so let's dump it in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But I think that's probably what ended up happening. And I don't know. Like, are you catching spots and smallmouth intermixed, or is it more of like they're just areas where there are Alabama bass?
I will see Watkins Land as a prime example. I would see spots and smallmouth hanging around the same end of a willow tree or something like that. But and I've caught them together feeding in the colder water. Like, I mean, I remember one winter tournament, and we caught 5 or 6 spots and caught smallmouth the same. It's like, would have rather wait in the spots because they weighed more. When you fish for fish under 14 inches, they were heavier. It's like, just throw them on back. So we've been catching them for a while. I mean, it's been a minute, and some decent fish. It's like, and they're big numbers. I mean, they're competing with the smallmouth for the small minnow fry and stuff like that, chase them down. And they hunt packs, smallmouth hunting packs too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's like, they don't need any more competition. I can tell you. No. It's been tough.
I fish a lot in the fall all the way up to about June, but usually in February and March, I've been seeing big schools of minnows in the river. And, I'm talking maybe inch long minnows, but I'm talking schools of minnows big as my boat.
That's good.
Yeah.
What kind of minnows?
I don't know. It's just,
Tiny, big.
yeah. They ain't but about an inch long, but I'm telling you, there's a pile of them.
I think it's the ones like the glass minnows or something like that that migrate from the tidal stuff. You see them come up with the herring and the shad and all that. I think it's something like that. It's not your shiners. It's something different. Like it's almost like they're clear with a little black dot.
Is there any big bait fish in the James River that they can feed on? Or is it all tiny stuff?
Because the flatheads and the blues have eaten them all.
It's hard to catch a bluegill or a perch in the river anymore. You don't even see them in the river.
The creek chubs is the number one. The smallmouth and the channels and all the creek chubs were, probably I would say were 50% of their forage through the year. And now, that's hard to catch creek chubs. Okay, we used to, try to hunt after them to catch them to fish with. It's like even when you're fishing, you look and say, "Oh, not seeing them." It's like, yeah, it's definitely changed.
Yep, because you can go down to Watkins. You used to see them around the boat ramp. Now you don't even see them around the boat ramp anymore.
Well, how's the crayfish population? Because the smallmouth are eating something.
Yeah, and like so, through all the years of my fishing and tournament fishing, and fish will puke it up in your live well. The crayfish are tiny that they spit up. Tiny, dude. Yeah. Tiny claws. Claws not quarter inch long. Tiny crawdads.
Yeah.
That's wild. Interesting. Because like the New River has like those big crayfish, but it sounds like there's basically nothing on the river for the fish to eat.
Yeah, that's what. And so when you go to the Susquehanna and fish with smallmouth, and then you go to the James River smallmouth fish, the difference in the quality of like a 10-inch fish or a 12-inch fish or 14-inch fish is night and day.
Yep.
Because James is so much skinnier, and Susquehanna's got this big tail, this big thick fish. It's like a 14-inch fish is weighing 2.5 pounds. A 14 fish in the James weighing 1.5 pounds, in the summertime. So it's a huge difference, and you can just tell there's still both smallmouth, but one has food and one doesn't.
Are the smallmouth healthier the further up the river you go past Lynchburg and stuff, generally speaking? Does it seem like it's better for them quality-wise the farther up you go?
I haven't really fished up there that much in the past couple of years, but I used to catch a lot of nice fish up there around above Lynchburg towards the little town Glasgow. And Buckhannon up that way. I used to catch a lot of fish up that way.
That Lynchburg Dam probably helped with that. Keep them blues.
Yeah. But I've caught flatheads on hair jigs. I've caught them on tubes, crankbaits, you name it. I've caught them on it.
How much do you have to run to actually find the smallmouth right now? Are you burning a lot of gas, or do you kind of just have a couple spots and then you're good to go, or do you have to just bounce to try to relocate them?
Time of year make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the spring, like say March, you got to cover a lot of water. You got to
cover some water.
A lot of water, because they're moving from the winter ground to the spawning, and then they're going to move again. Normally when they go there, they're going around the middle and tops of the islands, and kind of that's where there's plenty of current. So into the early summer, they're still going to be there. They kind of spread out, and then they kind of congregate back into their wintering holes at the end of fall. So I guess it's just movement like twice a year. So. But you have to cover a lot of water in March. They don't feel like eating or moving. It's a whole lot of variables to that. So I would definitely fish a moving, something I could cover a lot of water with. I got a lot of spinner baits, something power fishing pretty much. So
yeah, if they don't bite that morning, you always can come back that afternoon and probably catch them.
What about like right now in November? Is it more of like, are you starting to go with the slow grinding winter kind of meat and potatoes stuff, or can you still cover some water?
Here lately, I've been throwing tubes and jigs. I've been catching fish on those, but Saturday I had a good day with spinnerbait.
The spinnerbait's been good this year for some reason. I don't know why.
I had a good day. But, the Whopper Plopper works on them pretty good too.
This is such an aggressive fish, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, a smallmouth is a fish that if he's not hungry, if you know where he's at, sometimes you can get him to bite him regardless. You know,
Yep.
he's gonna. You can make him react instead of trying to feed him. So there is that. That's what the beauty of them. And they fight so good because they're strong from the current, but. They're very easy to set off and make them mad and make them eat. Like make them attack something. It's like,
No, it really is. And that whopper flopper, man, it feels like it catches smallmouth from the St. Lawrence River all the way down into the North Carolina. Like it just it's wild.
Yeah, it is. It's I've even caught them in the early spring. Well, not early spring. I'd say in March, later part of March, the 1st of April, when the water is low and clear. I've caught them on that top water.
Yeah, I feel like the less water you have in the river, the more they want to respond to that thing. They don't like that thing coming up and over their head.
It's just so easy. To make them react. I guess it's a nice way to put it. To make them mad and make them react. Very aggressive fish.
Are you guys a team tube or team Ned rig? Do you go old school and stay with the stube, or do you have you embraced the Ned rig?
I'm a Ned rig guy. My son gives me a hard time about it all the time. Like when he's up there, he caught them 27 fish behind a rock. Do you want to use it? No, I'm going to keep using my Ned rig. No, I'm good. Yeah, this is nice and easy. I ain't got to be doing all this mess. But Winky would know more. He does a whole lot more smallmouth fishing than I do. I mean,
I fished the tube more than I do the Ned rig. Just different sizes, anywhere from a 2.5 up to a 3.5 inch tube.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that Z-Man came out with a llama tube, and it's like, dude, in the Shenandoah Valley, we've been throwing homemade tiny tubes for 3 decades. It's not a big surprise how good those are.
I fish a lot of river rock tubes.
Oh God, yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, I bought a big order after going to Susquehanna with him. I came home and bought 1,200 of them. They work.
Yeah. Robert's a good guy, man.
No, he really is. How light is your setup for your tube fishing? Do you go crazy with 2-pound test, or what do you usually throw it on?
8 and 10.
8 and 10.
Yeah. I usually don't go too much lighter than that, but just so many rocks. And I check my line very frequently because you just get little nicks. It's going to break.
You get that 6-pounder, there she goes.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, there you go. Got the tube. There you go.
Yeah. then you sit there and watch him jump across the river.
Try to shake that thing out. Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
Do you like to go with a medium rod, medium heavy, light?
Usually a medium fast. I didn't ruin Jeff. I didn't get him to buy those NRX G Loomis rods.
Yeah, it's cost a lot of money. It's like Josh with rabbit fishing.
I mean, they're so sensitive, man. You can't beat them.
They are. You can't. You really can't. I mean, I usually like to go a little bit lighter on my rod, but I like the 8-foot, like the St. Croix makes a good one. Phoenix does. Like just getting that longer rod with those lighter tubes, I feel like I get just way more casting distance versus the tinier ones. But that's personally just my personal preference. Going into December, what are some cues to you mentally, like that the fish have actually made the move? Is it anything weather based, or is it just you show up in the wintering holes and they're there?
Water temperatures got a lot to do with it, I believe.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I like it when I can catch them anywhere from 38 and up to, whatever, 50 something right now, but usually gets down in the 40s, they really go to bite.
That mid-40s, it's on like
that's on then.
Mm-hmm. All together, so there being a small, it's like a bunch of fish in a lot of small areas.
They
like
are.
Just sit there and catch them. Yeah,
they are
pretty fun. Yeah.
Is wintertime your favorite time to go fishing the Upper James?
I usually fish from about October till about June. Then I hang it up because it's just gets to be so many people. Yeah. Spring and fall is my favorite times.
Mine too. Mine too. I'm all about wintertime. It's the best time to be out there. Everybody's gone hunting.
Yep.
So the lake's empty or the river's empty.
Yep.
And the fish, they're still eating. They're
Oh, yeah.
cold-blooded animals, so they're going to eat. So.
All right. Now, this is the fun part of the show. What's your guys' PB smallmouth?
6'8".
6'8". Dang. James?
5 6-pounders on a James.
5 6-pounders. Oh my God.
Mine is 413. 413. I've not broken 5 pounds yet. As long as I finish that,
Dude, what? Come on.
21 and 3/4 inches long, 413. It's like, you got to be kidding me, dude. That was in that big creek time when everybody left early.
Yeah.
They all freezing.
That's the day it snowed.
It snowed on us. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah. And I caught that fish first. Like, I guess we're here for the long haul. I'm telling you, we put in with 15 boats. I think we left for 5.
Yeah.
It was a rough day, dude. They were calling for us like gonna be a high 45 chance of showers during the day. We started going up the river. I'm looking. I said, "What's this? That's snow, isn't it? That's snow coming down, dude." I had 2 inches of snow on my deck at one point that day. It was very miserable. Watching the boats come by me. We were at Bend Creek watching the boats come by. So there goes another one. There goes another one. There goes another one. Yeah. And then again, sit in one hole all day. I sit in one little spot all day and fish.
That's the same way. I was up at Bent Creek one time, and we knew the snow was coming. And that morning we were catching fish, but they was biting sporadically. I think that morning I had one was 20 inches or so, but once that snow started falling, it's like a light switch came on because them fish came to life.
I mean, go crazy. And that's not, I've seen it before, but way before that tournament down at Amazing Promised Land, I mean, the mansion I was talking about earlier, it's like down there throwing a crankbait, just dragging it on the bottom, 5 foot of cargo, just throw the crankbait out there, 15 foot, and just let the current keep that thing on the bottom. So, I'm hung up. No, I'm not hung up. That's good. And bring him up. And it's snowing so hard when you cast your bait 30 yards, you can't see hit the water. I mean, big flakes, like.
Yeah.
Brother definitely turns smallmouth on. Any kind of like thunderstorm coming or system coming, they go nuts. I mean, they're like feeding frenzy.
I've had some of my best days in the worst weather.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the days I say, "Am I crazy or what?" These fish are biting. Fish are biting. I said, "I am not leaving."
You're 100% right, man. Like the snow, it's so wild. Like, I mean, yeah, if you can get to the lake or river without dying, a blizzard is just wild how much the fishing. I mean, I've had a couple of days. There was one, I was throwing a crankbait. I think it was Lake Anna, and it was nuts. It was so much fun. And you couldn't see 3 feet past your face. Probably shouldn't have been out there, but they just chew, man. It's wild.
It is.
Yeah.
That low ceiling of the rain, even the downpours of rain.
Yeah.
I've had some days that people just wouldn't believe.
Why were you fishing? Because they were going to eat. I knew they were going to eat. Yeah, it's like
pouring down rain. I mean, it's just. I know they're going to bite.
Yeah.
Is the James River a good crankbait place? I know some rivers are better or worse for crankbaits.
Yeah.
I catch a lot of fish on crankbaits. A lot of fish.
Why do you think that is?
Because they like to feed down so much. If you got a river system that's 2 to 5 foot on the average depth, them fish in the high skies, they want to be on the bottom. I mean, even when they get in your wintertime. All right, so when the water temperature changes below 50 degrees, I feel like they go to feeding on the bottom more than they feed anywhere. They want to stick to the bottom. You get in the low 40s and 30s, you better be on the bottom. So they're not going to feed up. They're not going to go up to catch, eat something up here. They're going to feed on the bottom. And I think it's just that grinding, and it's slow. If you do it right, it's just grinding. They're not ripping it. Just all you need them to do is just attack it. And that's what they do. I mean, it's like making him react. They see it coming by. Well, I got to slow it down. So they grab it, well, then you got him. So it's like.
Usually when I fish a crankbait, I'm using a 5 to 1 reel or a 4-7 to 1 reel, because once it gets on the bottom, I just crank it slow and just let it dig.
Yeah. Grind the bill down in no time.
Yes. Yeah.
Time in them rocks.
Yeah.
What is your setup for crankbaiting smallmouth? Do you go? I mean, do you switch out the treble hooks at all? Do you stick with just the factory, or do you go like triple
Switch
grips?
them all the time. I got a box full of hooks in the boat. I switch them up all the time.
Yeah,
Because
same.
even when you're grinding, you're rubbing on the rocks, it's doing this, doing that. So yes, indeed. So if you want that, because it's just going to smack at it, he's not going to eat it. He's going, and a lot of times you got him on the back hook and you barely got him hooked. So, especially if it's in the cold water,
You can it don't take long to figure them out. If they're smacking at it or whatever, if they start smacking at it, just slow down and stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then take off again.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is just making sure you get the right gear ratio, especially when you're fishing current. Like it's one thing if you're on a lake with no movement and you can go down to like a 4 gear ratio if you want to just slow it down, but you have to make sure it's still kind of moving with it's a science. It really is.
It is
100%, brother. Yeah,
it is. I've been fishing those for years, the 5-to-1s for years, because that's what I'm comfortable with.
And you don't have any issues jumping fish. That's crazy, man. Oof. Oh my goodness. I mean, guys, we've talked about so much. I really appreciate you guys coming on today. I need a fish story though. Do you have any fish stories that like stick out in your head from the James River?
We had a good trip on the Susquehanna.
Yeah.
We had a triple one day.
Yeah.
What happened?
We caught three.
We had 3 fish or 3 big fish at one time, 3.5, 4 pounders at one time.
Yeah, we did.
We went up there, dude. It was crazy. And this man right here knows the hull far better than I do. He's been up a lot more than I have, has a boat for it. So we went up and got a house together. We took his boat up there, the big boat. First day we went up, we got there half a day. I think we caught 60-some fish that day.
Yeah.
And then every other day was over 100 fish days. Every other day. It was nuts, dude. It was when we went way up. I mean, we were in Duck Cannon, around the Duck Cannon area, and went way up the river and we fished down in Susquehanna, fished Juniata. But it was nuts, dude. The James River does not compare to Susquehanna, I can say. And I know Susquehanna had a big fish kill too, and they've come back. So hopefully James will keep coming back. But unless they get them blues out of there, that's just no food source for them. So.
Food.
Yeah, it's all about food source.
I was wondering if they were dumping minnows in the river up there because I was seeing so many up at above Bank Creek.
Well, I know they've dumped the shad and the herring because they were doing that back when we were fishing against each other in James River Smallmouth, going down to the Westview and dumping the shad and the herring right there when they put the fish ladder in, trying to get them used to making the run.
Yeah.
And so the fish ladder and all that, I mean, I get it, but it's tough, dude. It's been bad. I love James River. I mean, I've been fishing that thing since I was a kid and wading in it and I'm doing all that. So I started wading when I was a kid at like 16 years old and went to jumping into that James River smallmouth, but it's nothing like what it used to be. It's coming back.
It's coming back. It's slowly coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back. It goes in waves. I really wish there was some kind of bait fish we could legally introduce for everyone that will be listening to this so I don't get killed. Because it's the same thing with the Shenandoah. Well, I mean, the Shenandoah's got good bluegill right now, but the flathead are going to destroy that. And the upper Potomac, like, there's got to be some kind of bait fish that could be added legally that could help out with the forage. Because that's the one thing that Susquehanna has. They have those big ass like shiners.
Yeah, shiners would be the biggest thing. Yeah,
none of our rivers have that. I don't think that big shiner forage that they can chow on.
So, like when I went up to Highland County and was fishing Back Creek, so it's up in the mountains. I mean, you're talking about 3,000, 3,200 feet. But that creek feeds the James River into something that feeds the James River. And they have big shiners in there, but I don't know what it would take. I don't know if they would survive. I guess they would in the upper James, like above Lynchburg, it should be good. But I don't know. I mean, it's all about money, I guess. I mean, with the game department, so. And what they decide. I mean, they're all humans making decisions. So
yeah, and I there's definitely some things that I question with their judgment, but you know what? They threw the money at figuring out how to breed smallmouth, and they're they did it. I mean, again, guys, Maryland shut down their smallmouth program. They're not going to raise smallmouth anymore. South Carolina knows how to do it, and Virginia, or South Carolina are the only two active states I know of right now that are breeding smallmouth. So good for them for at least doing that, and hopefully, a lot of the fry survive and they get bigger. Fingers crossed. But is there anything I can promote for you guys, or anyone we can give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsors: Dances Sporting Goods, Propeller Dynamics, Nick Taylor Jigs, Virginia Sea Deck. I'd like to shout out to them because they help us in my crappie fishing world hugely. So,
when's your next tournament?
I have one in 2 weeks. 2 weeks at Bogues Island. So we're sitting in second in the points right now. Which is unheard of for us in October. I mean, normally when we go into the Bobcat season, we're about 8th or 9th or 10th coming out the first couple of tournaments. And so we got kind of lucky this year, and I mean, doing homework, and it's paying off. So we're going back 2 weeks, and not next weekend, but the weekend out, the 15th. I think it's the tournament's the 15th. So we'll do that.
Do you think Bugs Island, there will be another record broken there crappie wise? Do you think it's swimming around right now?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you're catching, for them to go up there last March and catch two 17-pound bags in sight of each other, two boats in sight of each other on 7 fish. I mean, that's 2 3-pounders. That's 2 3-pounders in each bag, several 2-pounders in each bag. Yeah, I truly do. And what that is, I mean, you have to, like with Cheston and crappie fishing, what Cheston struggles with is the thread fin. They don't have any thread fin. If they would stock thread fin in Cheston, which the game department says, well, the temperature gets below 42, it'll kill all the thread fin. Well, it's 48 feet deep in the dam. I guarantee a certain amount going to live.
Yeah.
So put them in there. But that's what's holding. Cheston would have the biggest crappie in the state of Virginia, I believe.
Really? Damn.
Yes, 100%. They got some big. I catch a lot of big hybrids. I caught several over 3. I mean, Bugs Island, I think too's got enough flow, but it's the nutrients for the bait fish, and it's a whole big. It's a bunch of variables in there with it to create that trophy fish. So, and they'll live X amount of years long. On the flip side, you catch, like we had the Game and Limb Fisheries came in and aged some fish in the tournament, and we had a 9-inch fish that weighed 0.37 that was 6 years old.
Wow.
6 years old should be 2 pounds in the right growing. So, yeah. So it's just a matter of food source, just like the James River and Smallmouth. There's food source. So you're going to have good fish if you get the food source right.
Yeah, we need a nonprofit because it's you'll ask them, and they'll do put and take trout, and they'll spend all that money, but they won't do that same principle for bait fish. But the reason is, guys, go check out the episode I just did with the Maryland trout management system. But you get a trout stamp. The trout stamp basically helps fund a good portion of the put and take trout. And I feel like we just need to figure out some kind of way so we can throw money at basically fattening up all of our game fish is what we're asking for. It's basically a government sanctioned food plot to get them bigger. If something like that would happen, you really could make some of these fisheries, man, like Cheston, or other James, the Shenandoah, Upper Potomac, man. You get the right feed in there, oh my God, it could take off.
We have offered, I mean, Richmond Crappie Club, because Josh and I talked about it. It's like, we asked, trying to ask the game department, how much would it cost to stock threadfin? Because we'll pay for it. And we haven't gotten a response. So
that is interesting, because I wonder if you put pressure, if you said, like, we just have the money, could we do it? I'm assuming they would let you if you actually came up with the money, because they let people do like F1 stockings. Like that's how the James River OG got stocked with Florida and F1 strain, was private people said, like, here's the money, do it. So it's also, guys, if you don't, I have another episode coming out with them, also an election year. So a lot of their stuff was kind of hamstringed. I'm hoping optimistically, now that all the crap is settled, maybe next year they'll some programs will open up, but I don't know. I'm pessimistic about humans in general, so we'll see. But maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
me too. I love my dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. They say it's because of this and that, and it's like, all right, well, let's just see if that's true, or if it's window dressing. So, but who knows? Who knows? But guys, no, I really appreciate you guys. Please go. I'm gonna put a link in the episode description to everything we talked about, all of the Richmond Crappie Club and your sponsors, and also to the Smallmouth Bass Fishing Club. I'll get all their stuff. You want to go check them out. If you guys want to come on the show or just have a cool story to tell about anything in Virginia, Maryland, just give me a call or email me fishingthedmv@gmail.com. I'd love to get people on the show. This is just how I find some cool niches in this really cool area of ours. So subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time on Fishing the DMV. Bye. You're listening to Fishing the DMV with your host, Thomas Ahrens. Fishing the DMV is brought to you by Jake's Bait and Tackle, located in Winchester, Virginia.
If that doesn't get you jacked up, I don't know what will.